World War II's Eastern Front was the largest and deadliest theater of the conflict, where the Soviet Union and Nazi Germany clashed in battles of unprecedented scale and brutality. Yet, for much of the war and even afterward, the full realities of the Eastern Front were poorly understood or deliberately obscured in the West. From the staggering human cost to the complexity of Soviet society and military strategy, the Western world had only a partial and often distorted view of what transpired between 1941 and 1945. This article explores what the West didn't know, or fully grasp, about the Eastern Front during World War II. 1. The immense scale and casualties. While Western narratives often focus on battles like D-Day or the Battle of Britain, the Eastern Front was on a vastly larger scale. Millions of combatants. The Red Army and Wehrmacht deployed tens of millions of soldiers across thousands of miles. Unimaginable losses. The Soviet Union suffered an estimated 27 million deaths, both military and civilian, far surpassing Western Allied losses. Devastation of cities. Entire cities such as Stalingrad and Leningrad were reduced to rubble in protracted sieges and battles. Many in the West underestimated the sheer magnitude of suffering and destruction in the East. 2. The brutality and ideological warfare. The conflict on the Eastern Front was marked by extreme brutality. Racial and ideological hatreds. Nazi ideology branded Slavs as subhuman, fueling genocidal policies, mass executions and the Holocaust. Soviet reprisals. Soviet forces also committed harsh reprisals against collaborators and civilians suspected of aiding the Nazis. Total war. Both sides engaged in scorched earth tactics, mass deportations and widespread atrocities. This level of brutality was far more severe and systematic than most Western audiences realized during the war. 3. The role of Soviet women. Unlike Western armies, the Red Army integrated women extensively into combat and support roles. Female snipers, pilots, medics and partisans played vital roles. Soviet women like Lyudmila Pavlichenko and the Night Witches became legendary. Western observers often overlooked or were unaware of this significant aspect of Soviet wartime mobilization. 4. The harshness of Soviet military discipline. The Red Army's discipline and tactics could be ruthless. Penal battalions, Strafbat soldiers accused of cowardice or minor offenses were sent to near-suicidal missions. Political commissars. Officers ensured ideological loyalty, sometimes executing deserters or dissenters on the spot. High casualty rates. Soviet strategies often accepted huge losses to achieve objectives. These realities contrasted sharply with Western Allied approaches to military discipline and human life. 5. The complexity of Soviet society. The Soviet Union was a diverse, multi-ethnic empire with complex internal dynamics. Many non-Russian nationalities fought both for and against the USSR. The war exacerbated ethnic tensions, forced deportations and internal repression. The Soviet government tightly controlled information, leaving the West with a distorted or incomplete picture. Understanding the Eastern Front required grappling with this societal complexity. 6. The strategic importance of the Eastern Front. The Western Allies depended heavily on the Soviet Union to bear the brunt of the fighting against Germany. The Red Army tied down the majority of German forces, preventing them from reinforcing fronts in Western Europe. Soviet victories at Stalingrad, Kursk and elsewhere were pivotal turning points. Yet, some Western narratives downplayed Soviet contributions or framed them within Cold War biases. The Eastern Front was a vast and brutal crucible that shaped the outcome of World War II and the post-war world order. For many in the West, the realities of this front remained hidden behind layers of propaganda, secrecy, and cultural misunderstanding during and after the war. Recognizing what the West didn't know, or fully appreciate, about the Eastern Front enriches our understanding of the war's complexity, the human cost involved, and the resilience of those who endured its horrors.